The House Rules Committee will come to order. Would the clerk please take attendance?
Chair Schutte?
Here.
Representatives Aragona? Here. Wenzel? Martin?
Here.
Posthumus?
Here.
DeBoer?
Here.
Whitwer? Here. Liberati?
Here.
Hertzberg? Mr. Chair, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Representative DeBoer moves to adopt the minutes of the November 6th meeting. There being no objection, the motion prevails by unanimous consent. We will be starting off with some testimony, and we'll be hearing testimony on House Bill 4809, and Representative Posthumus will be testifying. Rules Committee member, feel free to begin when ready, and you know to push the green button, so there you go.
All right. Chair Schutte, members of the committee, thank you very much for allowing me to testify on this bill. Really appreciate you for having us. We've gone back and forth and worked with stakeholders to make sure that this bill was going to work for everybody. Essentially what we're doing is ensuring that proper enforcement can be made between international bridges between Michigan and Canada. It only applies to international bridges. No other bridges in the state of Michigan are going to be impacted by this legislation. And essentially, it allows for the proper management of that passage, the proper tolling, and working. And in so doing, we worked with the department, the Secretary of State's office. We've worked with all of the stakeholders that have expressed interest in this. To make sure that everybody's on board. We were able to successfully pass it out of the Transportation Committee, which brought it here. And actually, I'll turn it over for more specific details on what that management process actually looks like, why the bill is necessary in order to implement it. And then if any of you have any questions afterward, I'm happy to take it. So with that, why don't you take it away?
Okay, great. Hi, my name's Randy Spader. I'm the Vice President of Operations for the Ambassador Bridge. The importance of this bill is having the ability to collect toll using an open road tolling system, which is what we currently have at the Ambassador Bridge. What that means is our commercial tolling today doesn't have to stop to pay toll. So that helps more efficiency at the border crossing. That helps with the environmental issues of trucks stopping and starting. And it has worked very well. The biggest hurdle that we always have is the collection of those tolls. And this legislation allows us to utilize some information from the Secretary of State to see who the registrant of the vehicles are, so we can properly identify those individuals, get those billings within the timeline that's set within the legislation, and utilize the Secretary of State when necessary when people don't pay for their tolls.
One thing I'd like to add, the biggest thing to take into consideration with this legislation is the critical importance between international travel on efficiency of getting through the tolling system, right? Like in a historical context, you have every car that goes through the border crossing stops and pays their toll and then goes through, and that slows down the flow of traffic. It slows down the flow of goods between Canada and the United States. And so the way that the tolling is being managed right now via video, where vehicles no longer have to stop and pay the toll that way, it makes for a much more efficient economy. It makes for a much more efficient travel experience, and that's critically important. So now the challenge is how do we maintain that efficiency while also ensuring that the drivers are actually paying the tolls. So that's it. With that, we're happy to take questions.
Thank you. Representative Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So does this automatic system allow a vehicle to pay the toll on spot with an app or some kind of subscription? Or is it just collecting the data of the vehicle to turn into the Secretary of State?
It's collecting the data of the information and then utilizing the Secretary of State with license plate registration so we know exactly who to bill
So is there,
one of the reasons.
I mean, could some of this be, not that this is part of this bill, but couldn't some of this be alleviated by having, my sister has a transponder, so her stuff is paid as she goes through the toll booth and toll roads. And in Chicago, I have apps on my phone, so when I drive to Chicago, it automatically pays it when I hit that.
Yeah, and the individuals that follow the process and know the process are the minimal amount of people. The people that we really are looking for are people who don't follow the process, don't register, don't know the process. And this is also going to help us to get them on the process and also help us with individuals who, you know, don't follow through on the invoices and things that were sent out to them.
Okay.
Something that I'll add to that, to your point, the way the bill is drafted, it leaves the agreement up to the management of the company in the state of Michigan. So if the Secretary of State's office decides that they want to negotiate part of the agreement to include something like that, that is within their ability to do.
Good. Thank you.
So this bill involves the Secretary of State promulgating rules. What's your engagement been with the department on what that rule promulgation would look like?
So we've had a lot of back and forth conversations with the Secretary of State's office to ensure that they were on board with what this was going to look like, along with the stakeholders. So the promulgation of rules process is really defined to what does the agreement look like specifically between the Secretary of State and the manager of the bridge.
Did that involve any discussion of fees or associated with that rule promulgation?
That I'm not aware of. I believe we do have, there should be a House fiscal analysis, which to my understanding, there shouldn't be any issue there, as this is an international crossing that the tolls are already being collected. So my understanding is any fees or costs would be nominal.
Okay, so if the Secretary of State contracted, there wouldn't be any, there hasn't been a discussion about any fee that they might impose on that?
Not with me, I'm not sure. I can get an answer
Oh
to
yeah, that would be helpful. Great, thank you. Any other questions, members of the committee?
All right,
Representative,
thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
All right, not wishing to speak in support of the bill is Graham Filler from the Truck Renting and Leasing Association. We will now be hearing testimony on House Bill 4892. Representative Frisbee will be testifying. Make sure to hit that green button and we'll be good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee, for allowing me to testify in support of House Bill 4892, which eliminates unnecessary and duplicative licensing requirements for CPAs who operate as sole proprietors. Our current system forces qualified professionals to jump through regulatory hoops requiring both their individual CPA license and a separate firm license, even when they are the only practitioner. This not only wastes time and resources, but discourages entrepreneurship. By removing this duplicative barrier, my bill streamlines the process, reduces government red tape, and allows CPAs to focus on what they do best, helping individuals and businesses navigate complex financial challenges. It's a common sense reform, and I ask for your yes vote. Any questions?
Thank you. So I'm correct right now that if you're a practicing CPA, you have to have a firm license and then your individual license. Yeah, and this just simplifies that down to one. Yeah.
And your business license.
And your business license. Your engagement with the department regarding this legislation?
Has been positive.
Positive, okay. And with the trade association, the CPA is also supportive?
Yes.
Great. On that note, not wishing to speak in support of the bill is Paige Foltz from Lara, and that's the only card we have to read in. Representative, thank you.
Thank you.
We will now be hearing testimony on House Bill 4895, and Representative Linting will be testifying. Representative, please come forward. Can you hit the green button? Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Schuette and members of the committee, and thank you for giving me the opportunity this morning to speak on behalf of House Bill 4895. We can all agree that Michigan should be a top state to live, work, and raise a family, but for too many skilled professionals, unnecessary red tape stands in the way. Right now, getting and keeping an occupational license in Michigan means filling out lengthy paperwork, paying recurring fees, and often sitting through in-person continuing education classes. I've heard directly from licensed professionals in my district and across the state who say these requirements are expensive, time-consuming, and discouraging. Instead of supporting workers, these burdens drive people away from licensed professions, limiting competition, reducing service availability, and raising costs for Michigan families. The requirement that continuing education must be completed in person makes it harder for workers to earn a living, especially for those in rural areas, those who juggle multiple jobs, or those raising children. In-person mandates add travel expenses, time away from work, and childcare costs, none of which improves professional competence or consumer protection. House Bill 4895 offers a simple solution: expand learning options so that continuing education can be completed entirely online. This reform does not lower professional standards. It simply allows workers the flexibility to meet them without needless barriers. Michigan is out of step with most of the nation in requiring in-person CE. Other states have already modernized their systems, allowing professionals to maintain licensure through distance learning while still protecting public health and safety. By passing House Bill 4895, we will align Michigan with these best practices, reduce unnecessary burdens, and make our state more competitive. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Has the department, your engagement with the department has been positive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the department has been cooperative with the language, forming the language, and Laura is in support.
Okay. And this would not require any additional rule promulgation process?
No.
Okay. Representative Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this allows online continuing education.
Correct.
Their CEs now, are they done in a brick and mortar place? Are they done, through correspondence? How's it done now?
It is a little different depending on the skilled
which-
profession we're
yeah.
talking about. So some do already do online CE, others do require in person.
So the person that would, where they would go to the location to do the training, is there any pushback from people that would be losing? I mean, I don't like the argument, but is there an education unit that provides this continuing education in a brick and mortar type environment that would be losing business, or are they trying to streamline their businesses practices also?
Not that I'm aware of. I can look into that in a little bit more detail and get back to you. But ultimately, I mean, this would just allow people to do it online. So if people still found a benefit in going in person, they'd be able to do that.
Any other questions, members of the committee? Representative, thank you.
Thank you.
Not wishing to speak in support of the bill is Paige Fultz from Lara. And now we'll be hearing testimony on House Bill 4919, and Representative Green will be testifying.
All right. Thank you so much, Chair Schuette and members of the committee. I am proud to introduce House Bill 4919, which updates the Skilled Trades Regulation Act to bring fairness, efficiency, and common sense to how we handle citations for Michigan's licensed skilled trades professionals. Under the current law, when a builder, plumber, or electrician receives a citation from Lara for missing a continuing education requirement, that citation can stay on their record for years, even if it's something minor. This is not bad workmanship, nor is it misconduct. What this is missing continuing education requirements. So the House Bill 4919 makes 3 changes to address that. First, it clarifies the process for how someone responds to a citation, giving them 30 days to either accept the citation formally or contest it. That ensures fairness and consistency across professions. Second, it requires that if no additional discipline occurs within 5 years, the citation must be removed from the individual's record. That's basic fairness. No one should carry a permanent mark for a one-time mistake. And third, Beginning January 2026, citations related solely to continuing education compliance will automatically be cleared after 4 years or sooner if the person provides proof they've completed their coursework. In other words, if you take steps to fix the issue, you shouldn't have to wait years to clear your name. This bill does not weaken enforcement. It preserves accountability for serious violations. What it does is recognize that Michigan's skilled trade people deserve fair, transparent process that distinguishes between a lapse in paperwork and true professional misconduct. These are men and women who build our homes, maintain our infrastructure, and train the next generation of trade workers. They deserve a system that reflects both professionalism and forgiveness. I respectfully ask that you support House Bill 4919 to make licensing process more fair, efficient, and reflective of the hardworking people it serves. And I thank you, Chair Schutte, for this opportunity and members of the committee to testify, and I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
Great. Thank you, Representative. So I think, we're obviously trying to encourage more participation in the skilled trades. Do you anticipate that allowing these minor infractions to be removed would make the field more encouraging to those trying to get involved?
Well, yes, and it also delineates the difference between taking, these people are the folks that work every day in this job. So they're already taking continuing education, most likely on things they already are trained on. And so if they miss it, then they get a huge violation. What's the difference between like true misconduct, which should be punishable, or a paperwork violation, and that can be forgiven? And it's just kind of crazy that we have put it in the same category of a violation.
It's a great spirit of forgiveness. So there you go. Any other bills or questions, members of the committee? Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Chair Schutte.
All right. I think we're waiting on one more member for testimony, so we are going to move to voting if everybody is okay with that for right now. We will take up House Bill 4881. And Representative DeBoer moves to report the bill with recommendation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Schutte,
Yes.
Representative Zeragona, Wenzel, Martin, Posthumus, DeBoer,
Yes.
Whitwer,
Yes.
Liberati, Hersberg. Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas, 0 nays, and 0 pass. The motion does prevail.
The bill is reported with recommendation. We will now take up House Bill 4882. And Representative Posthumus moves to report the bill with recommendation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Schutte,
Yes.
Representative Zeragona, Wenzel, Martin, Posthumus, DeBoer,
Yes.
Whitwer,
Yes.
Liberati, Hersberg. Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas, 0 nays, and 0 pass. The motion does prevail.
The bill is reported with recommendation, and it's a bad day to be a license for potato dealers. All right. Well, next, we'll take up House Bill 4915, and Representative DeBoer again moves to report the bill with recommendation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Schutte,
Yes.
Representative Zeragona, Wenzel, Martin, Posthumus, DeBoer,
Yes.
Whitwer,
No.
Liberati, Hersberg. Mr. Chair, you have 6 yeas, 3 nays, and 0 pass. The motion does prevail.
The bill is reported with recommendation. And the committee will go at ease. The committee will come to order. We will now be taking up House Bill 4933. Representative Steele will be testifying. Representative, thank you for being here, and please begin when you're ready. Can you hit the button and...
Green. Thank you for waiting for me. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. So I appreciate you allowing me to testify on 4933. And we have a substitute that makes a change that the department requested to reflect the board relicensures. So it increases the 4933 increases the accountability by requiring LARA to issue or deny a license not more than 90 days or 30 days for real estate brokers. If that deadline isn't met, the applicant receives a refund of 15%, a 15% discount on their next renewal, ensuring government meets the same service expectations that we expect from our private sector. So additionally, the bill supports our military service members by exempting them from fees and continuing education while they're deployed, protecting their professional standing while they serve our country. In short, this bill is about fairness, efficiency, and respect for professionals, for service members, and for taxpayers. And I'm just happy to have any questions that you might have. And thank you.
So, Representative, as I read 4933, this bill removes occupational licenses from an employment and consulting agent of a personnel agency. In your engagement with, have you heard from the department about what this impact would have?
Yes, I did, and they said that they needed time to be able to make sure that they were able to put all this processes in an order in which that they could facilitate the change.
Okay, great. And I think, are there any other questions from members of the committee? Seeing none, thank you, Representative. Appreciate your testimony.
Thank you, committee.
There being no absent members, Representative Aragona, Vice Chair Aragona moves, wait, there are no absent members. So there being no further business before the committee will stand adjourned.